Just because a planet is in the Goldilocks zone and does have life, that doesn't mean or somehow prove that life came from non-living matter and evolved into complex life forms or humankind. And we look at all the variables needed for life in the Goldilocks zone, and not only this preacher, but thousands of other scientists and millions of other intelligent creationists and the intelligent design movement all agree that it provides evidence for a creator God. Earth is in this Goldilocks zone, or what's called the habitable zone. Very few planets have been found that orbit their central star, or vice versa, at the right distance. A planet too distant freezes for lack of heat and radiation, while a planet that's too close to its star scorches with heat and radiation. Earth has just enough heat on enough of its surface with the right amount of radiation and enough water and moisture to host life. Just like Goldilocks found in the fairy tale, things are just right. But all of this would be meaningless if we didn't have the perfectly adjusted atmospheric gases. We could be warm enough, have water, and be exposed to just the right amount of radiation, but choke or suffocate without our perfectly designed atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere is not only protective, but has air that is required for life. Earth has a precise balance of nitrogen at 78.08% and oxygen at 20.95% and a small amount of carbon dioxide at a concentration of 0.0412%. The amounts of oxygen that can sustain life depends on atmospheric pressure, and it just so happens that Earth has a near perfect balance between the amount of oxygen and the atmospheric pressure, all along with the other variables that must be in place. And it gets very technical, and we don't want to lose you in the weeds, and I get lost trying to figure it all out, but the intricacies involved in what Darwinians want us to believe is just a huge cosmic accident are staggering in number and scope. But to see the ramifications, for example, of living on a planet where the oxygen to pressure ratio is not fit to host and sustain human life, you don't have to leave the planet. You can go to certain extreme locations and see what it's like when the pressure is too low in relation to the level of oxygen, places like the summit of Mount Everest. Now, I've never been there, but plenty of evidence and eyewitness testimony and scientific studies have shown us that if you're like me and have lung problems or blood flow issues or heart conditions and other health issues, you just die there. Microbes and bacteria and certain hardy plant life can survive there, but most of us humans would die with only a small number of trained and acclimated climbers able to survive without supplemental oxygen for just short amounts of time. The same is true for other high altitude locations like the Tibetan Plateau and in high altitude deserts like the Atacama in Chile, which we mentioned in another recent Evidence for God devotional. But you can also visit places and see the ramifications of living on a planet where the atmospheric pressure is too high. There you go into places like the Mariana Trench, the abyssal plains, or other subsea oil rig environments in the deep ocean. In either case, a person would come to appreciate the precise location of our planet, not only with those variables of distance from the sun and such, but also the amount of gases in our atmosphere and the atmospheric pressure and so forth. And if a Goldilocks planet like ours is going to host life as ours does, it has to be designed and established with precision and care. And that designer is God. As the Lord said in Isaiah 45:12, I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host have I commanded.